have you all here. This is a milestone moment, as you can imagine, especially for the Peregrine Fund, because this center is a facility that highlights the work we do at the Peregrine Fund all over the globe. So you all are lucky that you get to actually come and visit this space. So tell all your friends all over the globe to come visit this space. But I'm not going to ramble anymore. There are important words to be said, and they're not coming from me. So I'm going to start with our fearless leader, Chris Parrish. He's the president and CEO of the Peregrine Fund, and he's going to say the important words.
Miss anything. Welcome, everybody. You know, this effort at the Peregrine Fund, we're in our 52nd year, and what this memorializes is decades of work of the story of our founding with Tom Cade, some of the members of the original founding members here today, Jim, wherever you are, thank you, sir. We're going to inspire next generations. Tom Cade and that handful of founders had a dream and a vision to recover the Peregrine Falcon. You get to see that story demonstrated right here. The symbol, as this stake in the ground, as this building, will tell the story. The community leadership that allowed for this to happen, thank you all for that. And spread the word, bring more people. More than 1 million people have walked through these doors already since its opening in 1994, including over 500,000 students. Wow. One of those students I'm going to introduce here in a minute. I want to recognize the team. I want to recognize the leadership before us. Rick Watson, thank you, sir. Pete Jenny, thank you. I saw you over there, I think. Thank you. Aaron Katzner, Heather Muehlman, Tate Mason. You can't believe, I was a biologist in the field when this was happening, and we would come up and I would hear about the stories, and there were meetings upon meetings about parking lots and bathrooms. Who knew how much would go into this? This is something that will allow to tell the story, and that story is so deep. Morley Nelson, everybody knows Morley, right? The Snake River Birds of Prey National Conservation Area, named after Morley. I'd like to acknowledge as well Harry Bettis, who we'll see here in a moment, Thelma Morrison, Ron Yankee, Tom Nicholson. The list goes on, and it's going to keep going on. And we hope to inspire future generations and continue this work in the spirit of the recovery of the Peregrine Falcon and the work that it took and the special kind of tenacity and dogged determination that now lives globally in raptor conservation programs. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for celebrating with us. And I'd like to now introduce you to that student who once visited the World Center for Birds of Prey and is now our Vice President of Development, Heather Muehlman.
Hi, who here, raise your hands, came here on a field trip? Yeah. Oh, man. We're tight. I see you. I was a 4th grader. None of this was here. The original center wasn't here, so I guess that dates me. And I watched a raptor fly off of a glove, and everyone in that circle of 4th graders just looked up and said, it was marked in our memories. When we talk to people about their experiences of coming to the World Center, most people have the experience of either themselves or their kids coming on a field trip. The impetus for this building being made into its new form, one of them was that we were turning away 1,800 kids every single year for field trips. The demand is so high right now, and it continues to grow. So we're very fortunate to have so many people in the community that I want to thank right now who helped bring this project together. I want to start out with the Laura Moore Cunningham Foundation, the lead donor for this project. Funzi, we'll talk a little bit more about them in a minute. Power Engineers and Power Foundation, Idaho Power, Suez, APLIC, the Avian Power Line Interaction Committee, the gold standard for making sure raptors do not get electrocuted on power infrastructure. Boise Cascade, who was the major sponsor of our classroom. Idaho STEM Action Center, who has their hands in making a lot of this happen on a lot of different parts of the campus. The Ludwig Family Foundation, Caddis Enterprises, who's here from Salt Lake City. Horrocks Engineers, thank you so much for the 3D survey of our entire 581-acre property. The Amundsen Foundation, Gerhard Barbonas, Together Treasure Valley, and I see CVH Homes here today, and I'm sure there are other folks representing as well. All the signage you see, the educational signage around the center, is because of their support. We have AJ and Susie Belukoff, Leo Faddis, a very long time and amazing volunteer, the Harry Morrison, Debbie Morrison Foundation, Lauren Dudley out of Seattle, the family of Janice Elsevier, Lynn Loacker, Alan and Dixie Dykeman, the G. Unger Betlison Foundation, Meryl McCord, I got to give her a hug, thank you Meryl, Tom and Connie Walsh, Virginia Bartok, all the people who purchased or sponsored perches and benches for our classroom, outdoor classroom, everyone who purchased a brick, or sponsored a brick that you'll see inside. And I also want to thank everyone here who's a member, because your membership and your commitment over all of these years is also a reason that this is happening today. So I won't make you show hands who aren't members, but we can rest assured no one will be raising their hand and not be a member after today, right? I believe Laura and Linda will be inside taking memberships all day. So I want to come back to a couple of people. I want to start with Funzie. So Funzie was, we were selected amongst a very competitive group of people to be the beneficiary partners, which actually happened over COVID. So normally it would be a 2-year partnership, which turned into a 4-year partnership. So we're kind of like family now. We were able to successfully have that fundraising event back in May of last year and raised a good chunk of money. And so Funzie is here. I want to invite Isabel Bilbao, the president of Funzie, to come up, and the Funzie board. I think we're going to get a photo op here. And Isabel, I'd love for you to say just a couple of words if you don't mind. And then Tate and Chris, come on up and give us a picture.
Yeah. Well, it is so great to see such a wonderful turnout. My name is Isabel, and I am the president of Funzie, and I work with some great other members of our board. And we have had a great relationship, like you said, Heather, for the past 4 years. We selected the Peregrine Fund back in 2018, and when you're about to head into a pandemic and you work with scientists and you don't really know what that means, you're told we should cancel our gala. So we were like the first to cancel in the city, and we didn't know what we were doing, but we knew we needed to do that. And it really kind of hurt us all because we knew there was a goal here to get this building going, but we stuck together and we continued on. And in May of 2022, we raised the most money we have ever raised at Funzie because of supporters like all of you who really have a dedication to the Peregrine Fund and Funzie. So we are happy today to present this $500,000 check on behalf of the board of directors and Funzie to the Peregrine Fund. Our largest donation again, and so we hope to continue to grow that. If you don't know about Funzie and why this project was so important, is Funzie was started over 50 years ago to fund the Y, Funzie, a YMCA in downtown, and it was a success. And the goal was to raise money for brick and mortar projects. And so that the money is used to actually give an organization a facility or a location or somewhere to call their home. And so it's really exciting for those of us who are part of Funzie today to look and see a brick and mortar project completed and such a gem to the Treasure Valley and the people who were come here. I was one of those students in the 4th grade a long time ago who made the trek from Nampa over here to see the birds of prey. So I'm glad to be here, and I hope that all the generations continue, like these guys right here, future Peregrine Fund members and Funzie board members, to continue the legacy of the two organizations. So thank you. Get in here.
Thank you. Awesome. Oh, thank you. What a great day. All right, well, I'll see you later.
Don't change the number, that's dry erase.
ATM machine.
It's really exciting. I wanna take a moment and thank, there's a couple people I haven't thanked yet. I guess the next folks on this list are our Peregrine International Board of Directors for the Peregrine Fund, who is here today. And I want to give them a round of applause because none of this would have happened without their leadership. And there are two people I want to recognize that the building literally wouldn't be here without them. And the first one is Jordan Wilkham Construction, and I want to give a big thank you to Tim Wilkham and his team who have. It's been an incredible process to work with someone who is a multi-generational contractor here in the Treasure Valley. It's built some of the most iconic places in our town and in our area. So thank you, Tim. I also want to thank Hatch Design Architecture. Jeff Hatch, I know wanted to have him up here. Where is he? Where is he? Jeff Hatch, come forward. Want to say a few words? Sure. Yeah. I designed this place. I'm sure you have something eloquent with that.
Thanks, everybody. Jeff Hatch. Serving as the principal architect for the Welcome Center, these new exhibits and outdoor classroom, it's truly been an honor to be a part of this legacy. The dream of this campus echoes back to the founders' initial hope for a center that could educate, engage, and inspire the world towards conservation. Today, we have the opportunity to celebrate that and more. The Global Raptor Education Center is a facility that was designed to invoke the visual intent of flight. The birds themselves have truly been an inspiration to this design, with the angled roof lines taking the overall form similar to a raptor mantling. Creating an effortless winged roof that soars over this lobby was challenging. And I wanted to sincerely thank Tim Wilkham for donating the beautiful old growth beams that you'll see inside. And also mention Jared, who's our truss designer, who actually had to fabricate these trusses. Despite the challenge, I still remember the day that Jared came up to me and said, you know, I'm sincerely thankful for this project because it has brought me closer to my daughter, who's a big fan of this organization. And in her eyes, I'm a hero for the Peregrine Fund. One of the biggest things that we wanted to ensure was safety for the birds and to keep them safe. So there was a range of bird safety preventative measures designed into this facility. This graphic that you see on the clear story, we also have some UV preventive bird strike glass and also the elevated planters pulling the plants close to the windows are all measures to ensure that the birds will be safe both inside and out. In fact, our first avian visitor was about a year ago, where a pigeon actually took home in the eve of this roof of the rescue. So, I'd like to tell you about Elmer, who I think is a perfect example of a bird that benefited from the Peregrine Fund's work. We drew motivation from a little egg that was laid at this facility and sadly was cracked prematurely. The resourceful conservationists used Elmer's glue to seal and crack that egg, the crack in the egg, so that baby bird could survive. And so, of course, they named him Elmer. But this is a strong reminder that any problem, there is a solution, even in the world of conservation. With finding beauty in nature lies the responsibility, capacity, and honor that comes from conserving what we love. Wild animals, especially those endangered, need us to be dedicated to that cause. Our hope is that with this expansion, awareness among the local residents of Idaho and the world will take flight. that we might inspire positive change and preservation to these magnificent birds. This project was designed with the utmost respect to the values of conservation and built as a legacy to stand the test of time. Much as the foundation ensures the integrity of a building, so conservation ensures the integrity of the future. I wanted to thank Chris Parrish, Tate, Heather, Aaron, and Ross Madsen, and thank everybody who's involved in this project.
Well, I have the pleasure of introducing the director of the World Center for Birds of Prey, who is another one of the main reasons that we went under construction, because through Tate Mason's leadership, our education program grew by almost 50% in 5 years. So him and his team have done a phenomenal job, and so every time I come over here, I'm always more amazed than the last time, and I've been here a while. So I want to introduce Tate to share some of the educational impacts of this new facility.
Thank you everyone for being here. This is really the culmination of so much work on behalf of so many people. I thank you. 2 years ago, I was given a present from Curtis Evans. Curtis is our curator of education. I have that present right here. It's a tape measure. This is a tool. This is a tool that we used to build this building. It's a tool that we used to build the exhibits. And this space, the World Center for Birds of Prey, as an attraction, as a destination, is a tool for us to use for conservation. 52% of raptor species are in decline around the world. How are we gonna turn that tide? We're gonna turn it through science. We're gonna turn it through captive breeding of endangered species, and we are going to turn that tide through education. We are going to gather people here, and we are going to teach them to love birds. We are going to teach them, we're going to inspire them to care for the environment and to cherish these wild spaces. And so that's what this is for. As the students come here, I think we're going to break 5,000 students here this spring. It's been amazing seeing the field trips. We have a brand new entrance for the school tours to come in. And I want you guys to check out that courtyard where students will be having lunch. And then going into the open sky theater and seeing birds in flight. And then throughout their lives, as that has been in their memory, they'll recall that time when they were here and they were interacting with the birds of prey, and they'll see the raptors differently for their entire life. That's what we have been seeing happen, and that's what we're going to do on another scale. So thank you everybody for being here today, and so can't wait for you all to come in. Jane Nalen is our...
I am the brand and communications director here, and so that was a great segue, because as the brand director, I would be remiss if we didn't thank Trademark Signs, John, for the logo, the identity. So that's beautiful stuff. Trademark did. They always do a great job, so we're thankful. Okay, this is really happening, you guys. We really are going to cut a ribbon right now. I'm going to have a couple of our Boise Cascade folks come up, Judy and Chris. They're going to hold the ribbon. So wherever you are, make your way up here. And we can get that rolling. And then we were super lucky to have Sandy Anderson from the Boise Chamber of Commerce. She brought the big scissors and the ribbon. Got to have Sandy. But I'm going to let her say a couple of words once we're assembled. Oh, that would be way more apropos.
Let's go big here, cross here. And are you doing the honors, sir? Yeah. Okay, so let's put you on the other side.
Big figure.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Wow. It is an honor to represent the Boise Metro Chamber and be here today. The Peregrine Fund has been a member of the Boise Chamber and partners with the Chamber since 1991. So Heather, that might have been, I don't know the math, back when you were...
Let's not think about
Okay. They've contributed to our gala. They've just been great members of our community. And not only do they invest in the Boise Chamber, but they invest in all of us. And they make this a destination for us to come as a community, but also as a destination literally worldwide. So just really putting Boise on the map and putting Boise in one more list of great places to live, work, and play. So thank you all for being here today. I would probably leave people out if I started naming people individually, but as always, I want to thank our fearless ambassadors who always show up, and just thank all of you for being here today. Thank you so much.
And let's introduce our ribbon cutter for the day, board member, longtime board member, and member of Longmore Cunningham Foundation, Mr. Harry Bettis. Thank you, sir.
He said he'd use his pocket knife if he had to.
And our great friends at Boise Cascade who are holding this ribbon.
All right, everybody, help me out on the count of three. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Right, please. Let people inside.
Thank you so much to the staff of the Peregrine Fund. Thank you to the volunteers of the Peregrine Fund, many of which are here. This building is now open. Welcome.